Alrighty, y'all. So we got a big day of news here today. I'm getting on the verge. You know, up to this point, I've never done a daily upload sort of situation on my channel before, where I really just put up shit every single day. But it's getting to that point. I mean, it has been. It's been at that point for a while. For those of us who know, we know. But it's really getting to that point where it's like every day something new. So my thing is I'm gonna cover the top 3 stories, at least in my personal opinion, the ones that I want to cover. I have 2 really major ones, and then one's kind of just, you know, a little bit of icing on the cake at the end. But here we go. So first story up. This is a new development. We now have a judge declining to temporarily block Trump and Musk's team from taking over the U.S. Institute of Peace. Okay, U.S. Institute of Peace. What is this? Is this some deep state federal branch of the government, or, you know, some, like, you know, really maniacal force of nature? Well, let's read about it. Let's see. Federal judge on Wednesday declined to temporarily block the Trump administration in Elon Musk's government cost-cutting team from seizing control of an independent peace-promoting institute, which has accused the administration of mounting a, quote, lawless assault against it. Yeah, so this mostly gets into, I wanna look into what the Institute of Peace really is, though. Institute of Peace. Here we go. Let's go to the yeah. United States Institute of Peace. Oh wait, that's gone. Here we go. Wikipedia. United States Institute of Peace is American independent nonprofit national institute funded by the U.S. Congress. So once again, this is one of those things that's funded by Congress. Like, we elected representative leaders, right? Because we live in a republic. We live in a democratic republic where we constitutionally elect members of government who create laws. They decided as a body, you can disagree with it or agree with it. You can be mad about it. But they decided that this money would go to this agency. It's tasked with promoting conflict resolution and prevention worldwide. Provides research, analysis, and training to individuals in diplomacy, mediation, and other peace-building measures. Is President Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, our boy Ronald Reagan. Donald Trump loves Reagan, doesn't he? Signed the United States Institute of Peace Act in 1984. Yeah. No, here's the wild thing. Is like, This is not normal to just be able to go in. This is first of all, not even an actual, they're like a nonprofit that is like funded by the government, but not actually a government agency. Elon Musk and his team, they basically pulled up with guns. So once again, because I just wanted to clear out of the way, like, if anybody thought this was some, you know, deep state shit or whatever, you know, this is small money shit. This is not even like a big deal over here, right? And then we literally have people armed and trying. This article isn't even doing a really good job of breaking it out because it's the New York Times. I need to find a more direct link to what I'm trying to find here. I think NPR did a pretty good job of, yeah. Wow, it's like, it's really, they're already trying to, like, even the mainstream press, they're, like, not even trying to, like, show how bad it was. Yeah. Here we go, from Politico. Thank you, Politico. Security official at the U.S. Institute of Peace said the Doge team on Monday evening surreptitiously gained entry into the facility, the most aggressive known attempt by the Trump administration. The scuffle between Doge officials and U.S. Institute of Peace staff prompted nearly a dozen police officers to respond and raised fresh questions about the tactics the government trimming agency will use to enter government buildings and exert control over agencies. On Monday, 4 members of the security contracting firm Intercon used a master key to try to allow Doge officials into the building, according to Colin O'Brien, head of security at the USIP. Intercon had a contract to provide security for USIP through Friday, and the master key was not returned, he said. Intercon Vice President Derek Hanna informed O'Brien and USIP outside counsel George Foote that Doge had contacted them and, quote, threatened all of their federal contracts if they did not permit entry for Doge. So basically, what we're not really getting at, the point of this is like these people forcibly entered into a building that's not even a government agency. Like they shouldn't even, this is just, they get some government funding, but this is like a non-profit, just like a place, United States Institute of Peace, right? And that's the thing. You can have disagreements. Like, even if you fundamentally disagree with the institution and everything it stands for, and you think it's just like, fake U.S., foreign diplomacy, warmongering, whatever, you still don't get to go in like this. Not like this. Not without paying the price. Not without paying the price. That's all I'll say. So that's big story of the day. We have Elon Musk's he basically has his own private militia at this point, like just a private militia, a private his own personal military that he just gets to send on whatever building in Washington DC he deems fit, right? So big story of the day, number 1 right there. Cool stuff. Number 2, we have so here's a new update on this story. But we have a conservative former federal judge saying Trump has declared war on the U.S. rule of law. Now, this is in connection to the whole constitutional crisis that is going on. So this has to do everything with the deportation of the Venezuelan migrants that happened recently, right? So here's the thing. Let's say that every single one of those people on that plane, let's just hypothetically, let's say that every single one of those people on all 3 of those planes that left U.S. soil, moving those Venezuelans, let's just say hypothetically, like, I don't believe this is the case, but let's say that they were all members of Tren de Aragua, right? Like, let's say they were all gang members, right? Either way, still, not a single one of them faced due process. That's the thing. If they're gang members, if you believe they're gang members, you should put them through the courts. You should make them face due process. You should make them, you should put the evidence in front of them. Be like, if you have that much evidence on them, right? Here's the thing. These people will scream and cry all day long about, oh, this person did that and that, these gang members, or, this person eating dogs or cats, or, this person, fucking pooping in a litter box at school. Like those, but do they have evidence? Do they really care about providing evidence for any of it at the end of the day? Like, have you ever seen very many instances where they really care about, actually speaking the truth at all in a real manner? So yeah, so we're at the point where we're at a constitutional crisis. So Donald Trump sent these planes of migrants out of the country. 2 of them had already left soil by the time the written order had arrived. 1 of them had not. We've all looked at the facts now. You can look at the flight records, so we see where it's going. Now Trump is calling for the impeachment of James Boasberg, who is the chief U.S. district judge in D.C., who is the one who was like, hey, you have to turn the planes around, because actually, like, that's unconstitutional blatantly what you did. Like, and that's the thing. This is, once again, Boasberg, they're trying to, on Fox, they're trying to call him like a DEI fucking Fox, or Fox is trying to call him a DEI hire by Obama or whatever. He was initially appointed on the bench by Bush, okay? He was elevated by Obama into his current position, but he was initially put there by Bush. And that's the thing. You may not like Bush, you may not like Obama, and even if you like Trump, you have to respect the fact that this is like a man who is put on the bench, right? And now they're trying to impeach him simply because he said that something that Trump did that was blatantly unconstitutional, right? This is all about the Alien Enemies Act. You know about it. This is about, but it's not just about the act, right? Because, like, forget about the act. Like, there's an act, sure. Like, we have an act. First of all, it's, like, the way that's been brought about, it's, like, fundamentally wrong because Congress has not declared war. Once again, overstepping their bounds. Congress has not declared war, so you're not actually supposed to be able to invoke this act unless Congress has declared war. Congress has not declared war, right? This is the fascist takeover. This is, but because everything, it's about pointing to people, to other people, just basic normal people, just trying to work, just trying to pay their taxes, just trying to make a living and got by, right? Like, who cares where the fuck they came from? Like, and that's the thing. Like, gang members, like, if they're actually in here committing crimes, and this is the thing that we should all be saying. If they're actually in here, and they're actually gang members, and they're actually committing crimes, yeah, get them out. Ship them out. Nobody's complaining about that, right? But if they're just fucking random college students, or random people, like, who decide to speak their mind any, random Tuesday of the week, or whatever, like, and we decide to start shipping them out, like, no, we have fundamentally, we have lost the American way. This is not what America is about. America is not about shipping people out of our country because they're mean to Mr. Trump. First of all, Mr. Trump deserves to be treated like a little orange turd, because he is. Look at his face. Like, he looks like a fake human being. He looks like an AI image, like, more than ever. Like, is this not just an AI image? Like, he looks goofy as fuck. Like, why would you vote for this motherfucker? Like, he's already the oldest sitting fucking person to have been elected into the office. Fuck him. We're going to move on to the third story, final story. And this is, once again, this is the icing on top. So this is where I really get into it, right? Oh, this is a good one, too. This is such a treat. And I happen to cover this story with the whole TDS bill. So this is the Trump derangement syndrome bill, right? We had the Minnesota lawmaker. This is, once again, this is not a nationwide bill. This is a statewide bill. But just the fact that you have, on the state level, certain representatives trying to bring the shit up, a little bit questionable on its own. So this guy, he was behind this whole Trump derangement syndrome, or one of the senators who signed on to it. It turns out he was trying to hook up with like a 16 or 17-year-old. I think she was 17, but like an underage person. Yeah. Icorn, age 40, inquired, I saw your post. And Chance, are you still available tonight? Followed by a later message. What's a guy gotta do to get with the hottest girl online tonight? Law enforcement said the undercover officer repeatedly made him aware that she was not 18, but was in fact 17 years old. Yeah, so not only was this guy just talking to some random girl, underage girl online, but also trying to hook up with her and like actually have sex with her. And then he got arrested. Yeah, he got fucking... Yeah, he was later booked at the Bloomington Police Department jail and was expected to be transported to the Hennepin County Adult Detention Center. Felony charge of soliciting a minor to practice prostitution was pending, authorities said in a statement Tuesday. Here's the thing. You fuck around and find out, right? Here's the thing. I will give him this. Donald Trump is a great salesman. He can wrap up anybody's fucking pile of shit. Anybody off the street. Wrap that shit in gold and sell it to you like a present. Make you think you just bought something worth something, right? Like, I understand the power. But, like, at a certain point, you have to realize this guy is full of shit. Like, these people... First of all, if you ever thought that Donald Trump or any of these people around him ever cared about you in the slightest, in a real sense, like, that's the most delusional shit. You gotta lose that shit immediately. Like, just, like, you don't have to even be on board with, like... my brand of resistance, which is a little bit socialist, a little bit leftist, right? Like, you can, like, take, but just, like, realize that these are not the guys. These are not the ones to save us. Like, if you thought that democracy was under threat, You thought our country was under threat? These are not the people who are going to save us, dude. They're not. It's just, they're straight up, they're not going to save us. And you know what? The Democrats aren't either. Like, everybody on the Democrat side is looking at that shit and they're like, oh, that's not it. like we're at the point where it is going to be up to the normal everyday. It's going to be the blue collar people. It's going to be the workers. It's going to be the people at home raising kids, taking care of their kids, you know, mothers, fathers. It's going to be every person who realizes what we're actually up against and like the gravity. Because that's the thing. And we could talk about a billion other stories, you know, about how we're about to go to a war with Iran. And, you know, they've already been building their own personal bunkers where they're going to hide out, the oligarchs, I mean, once the nuclear war goes down and they wipe out like 90% of the population. Like, these are things I've been bouncing around in my mind. I'm just trying to think of like the most effective things to spread to you all as far as like message wise. That's why I try to keep these things relatively short most of the time. But like, y'all have to understand. Y'all got it. Y'all really must understand that it is quite literally that bad. They're coming to take away all of your personal rights, all of your personal liberties, everything about the Constitution that you thought you ever stood for before. Like, you better care about it now. Like, if there was ever a time to care about the Constitution and care about what the founding fathers fucking, like, these people are not originalists, okay? These people are accelerationalists. I cannot say that word. Oh my god, it's been a long night. But these are the people, these are the Bitcoin bros who want to tear it all down. They want to make their own, like, fucking dystopian Bitcoin civilization. Like, AI generated. That's what we're dealing with. So, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm mentally a little bit burnt out. I'm trying to, every day it's a struggle, but I'm getting through it. But we gotta show up. That's the thing. It's okay to be a little bit tired. It's okay to be a little bit worn down, but we're still showing up every day. I'll catch you all on the next one. You have a good night.